Myself, Dr. Anindra Sundar Das. I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Swami Vivekananda Institute of Science and Technology, Dakshin Govindpur, Kolkata. I will upload a series of video lectures on control system and instrumentation. This is the course for ECE third year under MacOut University. Okay. So this is my first lecture and that is the introduction. Okay. Now the first point is what is the meaning of control system. Okay. For that, let me first discuss about why automatic control systems are required. Okay. Now nowadays, as you know, that automatic control has played a very vital role in the advancement of engineering and science. Okay, it is basically used in many applications such as in space vehicle systems, missile guided system, in robotic systems, in modern manufacturing and industrial processes. Okay. For example, say numerical control of machine tools in manufacturing industries with some robot or robotic arms, design of autopilot systems in the aerospace industries, design of cars and truck systems in the automobile industry, and speed governors. Those are the examples of automatic control system. Now, as an example, in industrial operation, we also require automatic control system to control the pressure, temperature, humidity, viscosity, and flow of any process industry chemicals. Okay, and automatic control system basically helps us to in attaining optimal performance of dynamic systems, which improves the productivity and it relieves the drudgery of many routine repetitive manual operation. Okay. Now the about the history of automatic control system. In 18th century, James Watt invented the centrifugal governor for the speed control of a steam engine. In 1920s, Minorski worked on automatic controllers for steering the ships. In 1930s, Nyquist developed a method for analyzing the stability of a control system. And in the era of 1900 to 1940, automatic airplane pilots, gun positioning systems, radar antenna controlled, okay, those are solved due to the invention of servo mechanism. So that servo mechanism basically used in automatic airplane pilots, gun positioning system in radar antenna control system. And in 1940s, frequency response analysis method made it possible to design the linear control closed loop control system. Okay. What is the meaning of linear control system, closed loop control system, that I will discuss later. And in the 1950s, root locus method was fully developed and the use and application of that I will cover later. Okay. In 1960s, the state space method, state space modeling, that comes into picture. Okay, which is basically used for optimal control and adaptive control. Okay, for linear and non-linear control systems. And in 1980s, learning controls are began to investigated and developed. Okay, now presently an ongoing research fields. Recent application of motor control theory includes such as non-engineering systems such as biological, biomedical, economic, and socio-economic systems. Okay, so control system has a variety of wide range or say wide range of applications. Now, for as an human being, we know that we have several processes are going on inside our human body, like pancreas, which regulates the blood glucose level. It is nothing but an example of automatic control system. Okay, adrenaline that used to generate the hormone that automatically generated to increase the heart rate and oxygen in times of flight. Eye, which is a acts as a sensor of our human body, okay, which can follow any moving object. Hand, it is basically one type of actuator. We can work with hand, pick up an object and place it in predetermined location. Then our body temperature, body can control our or regulate our body temperature. Okay, so these are the example of some human system. Okay, pancreas is the example of an automatic control system, temperature controller. Okay, eye an example of sensor. We can hand an example of actuator. We are working with the hand. Okay, now basically what is the purpose of control system? The power amplification or gain. Okay, that is position of a large radar antenna by low power rotation of a knob. Okay, then remote control, that is robotic arms used to pick up radioactive materials. Then convenience of input form. Okay, that means changing room temperature by thermostat position. Okay, then compensation for disturbances, controlling antenna position in the presence of large wind disturbance. Okay, so these are the purpose of control system. Okay, in order to control a particular system due to disturbances, we can control that remotely and we can achieve some gain. Okay, now let us discuss about manual and automatic control system. Now control is a process of causing a system variable such as say temperature or position to conform to some desired value or trajectory called reference value or trajectory. For example, say driving a car implies controlling the vehicle to follow the desired path and to arrive safely at a planned destination. Suppose if you are driving the car yourself, then you are performing a manual control of the car. You are changing the gear, you are pressing accelerator, applying brake, you are maneuvering the steering wheel. Okay, that means it is a manual control system. Car is a system or a plant or a process that we are controlling. Now, if we can design a machine or computer to do all this operation, that means a car can be driven by a computer. Then it is called a automatic control system. Okay, only one thing we have to provide the destination code or say GPS location. Your car itself drives the car, and the computer will drive the car, and it will reach the destination. That is called automatic control system. For a simple example is the toilet water level controller, that is automatic water level controller. What it is going on, that suppose you open the valve, so water is flowing out of the tank. If water is flowing out of tank, then this float will go down, and this is connected to this fulcrum. So this valve will open as this is going down. So this, due to the lever action, it will open. Then from the outside, the from the external, any external tank, the water flows into this water level tank or toilet tank. Okay, then if water is poured up to that point, then what happens, your float will going up, and eventually it will close this valve so that no water will flow into the tank because it is at desired level. Okay, so this is the very good example of automatic control system, that is a toilet tank. Okay. Now an automatic control system is a preset closed loop control system that requires no operator action. Okay. Automatic control system uses application of mechanisms to the operation and regulation of processes without continuous direct human intervention. Now this assumes the process remains in the normal range for the control system. Now in any control system we have two process variable. One is called control variable, another one is called manipulated variable. Control variable is nothing but the process variable that is maintained at a specified value or within a specified range. So here the desired level, okay, that is called, one is called desired value, the desired level of water, okay, and then manipulated value, okay. And in the previous example, the storage tank water level is the control variable. So the water level is the control variable. So we have to control this water level. Okay. Now a manipulated variable is the process variable that is acted on by the control system to maintain the control variable at the desired location or specified value. The flow of water in the flow rate of the water supplied to the tank is manipulated variable. That means the height of this water, okay, is the control variable, and if you open this valve, water is going down, then float goes down, fulcrum goes up, water is running from the outside. That means those water which is running, that is the manipulated variable. So this manipulated variable will change the control variable to reach to the desired value. Okay. Now the basic function of automatic control system, those are measurement. That means we have to measure the output, okay, using some sensor. Then we have to apply that sensor output, and we have to compare with the reference input using, that is called comparison. Okay, then after comparison, whatever the signal that we have to, error signal we are getting, that we have to compute and we make correction, then we have to apply on the plant. Okay, so in a control system the various components are system, plant or process which we have to control, then actuator which converts the control signal to a power signal, okay, actuators which is doing the work, sensor which measure the system output, then reference input which is nothing but the desired output, we can say that. Okay, so these are the four basic system components. Okay, now some control system example: single input, single output, open loop control system. Okay, dryer system, what will happen, we have a timer circuit that is called controller. Okay, we can apply electrical energy and we have to set a desired time, then that makes our heating element switch on, so it will heat it up, and that heat we have to apply to the clothes, which is the process. Okay, and we are getting the actual dryness of this dryer system. So this is the example of open loop control system. Why open loop? Because here output is not fed back to input for correction. Okay, so now in this particular system we can have one in another input that is called disturbance. Okay, that can apply to the heating element, disturbance from outside or inside the environment. Okay. Now the general control system, closed loop control system block diagram. Closed loop, here what we have to do, whatever the actual, what is the output that we have to feed back. That means you have to measure the output using some sensor and feedback, and it will compare with this set point or reference input. Okay, so it can be plus minus or plus plus. Okay, so if it is plus minus, whatever the error signal we are generating is the error signal, reference input minus the output error signal, that we have to apply to controller. Okay, that will be the control signal. Then using actuator we can apply to the process to get the desired output, and we may have some disturbances that is applying to the control system. Disturbance can be internal, can be from external. So this is called feedback control system or closed loop control system, and this is the example of an open loop control system. Now we can have multiple input, multiple output. Now this is the example of single input and single output. Now we can have multiple input, multiple output. The basic block diagrams are the same, only thing is we have many output, and we can sense all the output through sensor, and we can feed back to the a comparator circuit to compare with the reference input, and we can generate error signal that we can apply to controller. Okay, and the control signal we can apply to the actuator, through actuator to the process or to the plant, so that we can get the actual output. So this is called multivariable control system. Now the types of control system design process, one is mostly used, that is controller tuning ad hoc approach. That means we have designed one control system, and using the tuning of the controller we can vary the control system output. Okay, then another is model based or analytical approach. That means we have to, whatever the physical system, we have to find out its mathematical model, and then we can analyze that to achieve the desired response. Okay. And then knowledge based approach, that is used in industry. For that we can use expert control. Who is expert in some controlling mechanism, we can use them. Then fuzzy control and neural networks are also based on knowledge based approach. Okay, these two can make your system automatic control system. Fuzzy control and neural networks. Expert control means they are using human intervention is required, so it is man-made control. Okay, in this control system course we will definitely concern about the model based or analytical approach using frequency domain design methods like Nyquist stability criterion, Bode plots, root locus, okay, which are also known as classical methods of design. And there is another method that is called modern control design, which is known as state space method or state space modeling. Okay. Then let us discuss about some example of control system. First one, automobile steering control system. Okay, what is going on here? This is, say you have to go along a particular direction. Okay, the actual course of travel is the output. Okay, then as a human being, what you have to do is we have to measurement visually and the direction. Okay, and our brain will analyze that, and we have to rectify whatever the error. We can the driver will manipulate the steering mechanism so that we can control the vehicle in such particular direction. Okay, so this is the steering control system in automobile. So what we are doing, your eyes acting as a sensor. Okay, you are looking at the direction, eyes give the feedback. Okay, your brain manipulating the data. Okay, what you have to do, which direction you have to go, and your hand is actuated. Okay, and it steers the steering, and it manipulating the steering so that your total car going should go to along the direction. Then we can have a example of automobile interior cabin temperature control system. We have to set a desired temperature, say 24 degree. Okay, and using the controller thermostat and air condition unit, automobile cabin, which is the process, will be cooled down. Okay, and inside we can have in a that in the car it's a we have the temperature sensor which will sense the temperature, and it will the temperature sensor give feedback. It will compare with the desired temperature set by the driver. If there is the error, it will cool down. If not, then it will remain at that. We can have some external disturbances, that means from outside. Okay, so that acting on the car. So this is the example of automobile interior cabin temperature control system. Now we can have a chemical composition control system in process industry. So in that case, what we have, um, desired chemical composition. Okay, so we have a main stream of say chemical. Okay, some additive we have to add using this valve. Okay, and we have to take that additive plus the fluid we have to take, and we have to analyze it through a infrared analyzer. Okay, and depend on that we have to open the valve so that additive should mix with the fluid. Okay, so what we are doing, whatever the output desired chemical composition we know, whatever the output composition we have to take that, and we have to analyze using infrared analyzer. Okay, and the result will come here, and it will open the valve, and it will provide the additive. Okay, through this valve it will provide the additive if there is the error. So this is how we can make this kind of control system. And this is an aircraft flight path control system using GPS. Okay, so what know that airplane, that aeroplane should go along a particular direction, flight path. Okay, that is decided by a global positioning system, GPS. So it will locate, identify that, and it will send that data to your, to compare with the desired path. If there is error, then what happened, your computer autopilot will give the instruction or some to the elevator, radar, engine power, and it will manipulate the aircraft so that it can run through the desired path. Okay, now some basic definition that is of a control system. That is system. A system is a combination or an arrangement of different physical components which acts together as an entire unit to achieve certain objectives. For example, a classroom is a physical system. Okay, classroom along with combination of benches, blackboard, fan, light, arrangement, etc. can be called a classroom, which acts as elementary system. But in a classroom, if a professor is delivering his lecture, it becomes a control system, as the professor tries to regulate, direct, or command the students in order to achieve the objective, which is to input good knowledge to the students. Okay, so this is a control system, but itself a classroom is not a control system, is just an elementary system. Control system means from which we can get some desired output, which from where we can get desired output. Okay, and automatic control system means the desired output we can control automatically. Okay, if it is man-made manual control system, that means the desired output we can control by human intervention. Now, plant is the portion of a system which is to be controlled or regulated. It's called a plant may be a piece of equipment, a machinery part. Okay, the purpose of a plant is to perform a particular operation, say a mechanical device, heating furnace, chemical reactor, or a spacecraft, a car. Those are called a plant. Process means that it is the operation that to be controlled. An operation to be controlled is called a process. Examples can be a chemical process, economical, biological process. Okay. Now, controller, the element of the system itself or external to the system, which controls the plant or the process, is called the controller. That means we have a process, or we can have a plant, a combination of process and plant. Okay, and which has output. Okay, if we measure the output, feedback, the reference input, we have to compare whatever the error, and that we have to apply to the controller, which provides the manipulating variables in order to control the plant or process. That is called controller. For simple example, the on-off switch of a control bulb. Okay, if you make your switch on, your bulb will glow. Off, bulb will off. That means what? That controller is the on-off switch. That is the basic example. Okay. Now input and what is output? Input is nothing but an applied signal or an excitation signal applied to control system, okay, from an external energy source in order to produce a specific output. Okay. So for any system there must be excitation, and system accepts it as an input. Okay. So command input we have to apply to controller for open loop control system. Here this is the example of open loop control system, as we don't have any feedback. Okay, feedback means it is closed loop or feedback control system. So input we have to apply to any system, or any excitation we have to apply to a system that produces the output. Okay, the output is the particular signal of interest or the actual response obtained from a control system when input is applied to it. Okay, for analyzing the behavior of a system for such input, it is necessary to define the output of a system. Okay, so if it is open loop control system, we have to apply some input to the controller, and controller provides some manipulated variable to the process, and the process provides the output. Okay, so if we apply some excitation to any system, that is called input, and whatever we are getting from the system, that is called output of the system. Now we can have signal. A disturbance is the signal which tends to adversely affect the value of the output of a system. Disturbances are basically undesirable and unavoidable effects beyond our control, okay, which can be generated inside the control system or from the outside. Okay, if such a disturbance is generated within the system, it is called internal disturbance. The disturbance generated outside the system, acting as an extra input to the system in addition to the normal input, affecting the output adversely, is called an external disturbances. Okay, the presence of the disturbance is one of the main reasons of being controlled. That means if we can have one system that is we are getting perfect output, okay, but if we apply some disturbance to the system, we may not get the proper output. That's why we require the control the system. Okay. Now let us take one simple example of control system. Control system means we have a system and we have to control that. That is called control system. Okay. Now a difference between a system and control. Now system means if we apply input to any system, we are getting output, but that is not a proper output. Okay, or may not be the desired output. Then it is called system. When it is called control system, if we apply input, we are getting desired output. So control system means we will always get a desired output if we apply input to the control system. If we apply input to a system, the output may not be desired one. Then it is only system, not control system. Okay. Now, for example, a fan. So fan, if we have to apply some input, that is the AC input, 230 volt 50 hertz. Okay, fan is a system say output. What we are getting, airflow. Okay, airflow is the output. Now, a fan without blade is a simple system, not a control system. Why? Because here we cannot get the airflow if we don't have the blade. If we have blade, we are getting the airflow, that is the desired output. Okay. So with a blade system is we are getting proper output, so it is a control system with blade. Okay. And if we apply a control element in a regulator to control the speed of the fan, then what happens? If you control the speed of the fan using regulator, your desired output you can control, that is airflow is now controlled. Okay, so this is the control system with regulator. Okay, with regulator we can control, that is called a control system because we are getting a controlled airflow. Okay, but if we do not have the uh, regulator, then what will happen? We are getting airflow output, but that is not proper or not desired because we cannot control that. So the system is only a system. Okay, so a fan can be a system. We can convert that into a control system if we connect, if you can control the speed of the fan in order to get the desired output, that is the controlled airflow. Okay. Now classification of control system, we have natural control system, that is the universe and human body. Okay. In universe you know that there is planets, then stars, all those are moving a particular direction, okay, rotating along centering the sun. So those are the automatic control system and natural control system. Okay, human body also natural control system. Man-made control system is vehicle and aeroplane. Manual control system, you can say room temperature regulation via electric fan, water level controller. Automatic control system is AC. Okay, because AC we have the temperature sensor. So what we are getting is if temperature rises in your room, then temperature sensor sense that and it will compare with the set value, and then it will AC will cool the cool the room again. So that is how it is a automatic control system. Human body temperature control is also an automatic control system. Okay. Then open loop control system, closed loop control system. That is the variation. Open loop means there is no feedback from output to input. Examples are washing machine, toaster, electric fan, closed loop control system, autopilot system, driverless cars, refrigerator. Then linear and non-linear control system. Linear, a control system in which output varies linearly with the input is called a linear control system. And non-linear means output varies non-linearly, okay, with the input. Then time invariant and time variant. Now, when the characteristics of the system do not depend upon time itself, then the system is called time invariant control system. Time varying control system is a system in which one or more parameters vary with time. Okay. Then we can have continuous data versus discrete data system. In continuous data control system, all system variables are function of a time, continuous time t. And discrete time control system involves one or more variables that are known only at discrete time intervals. Then we can have deterministic versus stochastic control system. A control system is deterministic if the response to input is predictable and repeatable. That is called deterministic control system. If not, then it is called stochastic control system. So these are the basic classification of control system. Can be natural, man-made. Okay, man-made means it can be manual and automatic. Automatic means it can be open loop or closed loop. Okay, open loop can be linear, non-linear. Closed loop can be non-linear, linear, time variant, time invariant. So these are the classification of a control system. Now let us discuss about open loop control system. So any physical system which does not automatically correct for variation in its output is called an open loop system, or we can say system in which control action is totally independent of the output of the system is called open loop system. So this is the block diagram of that. We are applying reference input to the controller, okay, and the manipulated variable applied to the processor plant, we are getting the control output. But here output is not fed back. That means output action, that control action, okay, output is independent of that. uh, this control action is totally independent of the output of the system. Okay, that means we cannot control the output totally. We are getting controlled output, but we cannot manipulate that, because and we cannot compare this output with your reference input or desired output. Okay, that is the difficulties. In this system, output is dependent on input, but controlling action or input is totally independent of the output. Okay, output depends on input. Okay, but input is not depend on output or changes in output of the system. Now in these systems, the output remains constant for a constant input signal provided the external conditions remains unaltered. Now in open loops control system, the output is not compared with the reference input. As a result of fact, the accuracy of the system depends on calibration. So we have to calibrate the output so that we can get the desired output. Okay. In the presence of disturbances, open loop control system will not perform the desired task. Open loop control system can be used in practice only if the relationship between input and output is known, and if there are neither internal nor external disturbances are present. Okay. Clearly, such systems, open loop systems, are not feedback control systems. Okay. Note that any control system that operates on a time basis is open loop system. For example, a traffic light controller system. Traffic light, what is it doing? Only depends on time. Okay. For say 1 minute, it should be green light. Then after 10 seconds, it will be yellow. After 10 seconds, it become green. Then it will remain 2 minutes. Again goes back to this loop will go on. So it is based on time. So it is open loop control. Okay, that is the example of open loop control system. And some more example, let me tell you, automatic toaster system. Okay, what it is going on? We have to set a time. Okay, there is a controller, relay or controller, power input, you have to give the power. Okay, you have to set the time, and then it will process, it will heat up, and it will process on the bread, and you will get actual toast of the bread. Okay, so in this case what happens, it depends on the time setting. Bread simply heated in the system for a certain amount of time. The toast quality is to be judged by the user and has no effect on its input. Okay, so as a user, you have to verify whether you are getting the perfect toast or not. Okay, so that system cannot verify that. Then traffic light controller, that I already told you, that we have to set a desired time. Okay, we have to provide power to relay or to control sequence. Then your light will be on and off, and we can control the traffic. But it is depend on time only. It is not depend on actual traffic flow. So it is the example of traffic light controller, open loop control system. If we can control depend on the actual traffic flow using some sensor, say camera, if you connect camera and you can see whether there is flow of traffic or not, then we are switching the green signal then to red, depend on the flow of traffic. Okay, then it can be converted to a closed loop or a closed loop control system. Okay, then some other example, electric hand dryer. Okay, hot air comes out as long as you keep your hand under the machine. Okay, that is open loop. Automatic washing machine, this machine runs according to the preset time irrespective of washing is completed or not. That means the degree the degree of what I can say, the what is the output of washing machine, that is the what is the condition of your clothes. Okay, whether it is washed properly or not, that is the output, but that output we cannot control. Okay, that is why it is called washing machine, automatic open loop control system. We cannot control the output. Okay, that output we have to verify, and then we have to use that once again if required. Okay, automatic tea and coffee vending machine, these machines also function for pre-adjusted time only. Then light switch, okay, volume on stereo system. Those are the example of open loop control system. Now, advantage of open loop control system. Okay, now open loop control systems are very simple in construction. It is very much convenient when output is difficult to measure. Okay, for example, that washing machine, we cannot measure whether your clothes is properly cleaned or not. It is very difficult to measure that. So that is used for an example of open loop control system. Now such systems are easy from maintenance point of view. Generally these are not troubled with the problem of stability. Okay, such systems are simple to design and hence economical. Disadvantage are these systems are inaccurate and unreliable because accuracy of such systems totally dependent on the actual pre-calibration of the controller. These systems give inaccurate results if there are variation in external disturbances, okay, from the environment. Open loop control systems can not sense internal disturbances in the system. Okay, after the controller stage, recalibration of the controller is necessary time to time to maintain the quality and accuracy of the desired output. Now let us discuss about closed loop control system. Now a system that maintains a prescribed relationship between the output and reference input by comparing them and using the difference as a means of control is called feedback control system. So feedback control system are often referred to as closed loop control system. In practice, the feedback control and closed loop control systems are used interchangeably. Okay, in a closed loop control system, the actuator signal, okay, or actuating error signal which is the difference between input signal and the feedback signal, is called error signal, is fed to the controller so as to reduce the error and bring the output of the system to desired value. Okay. The term closed loop control always implies that the use of feedback control action in order to reduce the system error. And this is the block diagram of that. That is, we have some input, command input, okay, or the input or reference output, okay, and we have the controlled output that we have to feed back using some. We have to measure that using some sensor or using feedback transducer. We can sense it and we can give some feedback sensor. Using here we can have some comparator circuit that can compare between these two signals, and the error signal that we have to apply to controller, it will correct, that means it will manipulate the signal and apply to the plant in order to get the desired output. Okay. So in that particular case we have two parts. One is called forward path, that is going from input to output side. Another part is called feedback path, that is going from output to input side. Okay, this arrow is most important. Here RT is called reference input, CT is called controlled output, BT is called feedback signal, ET is called error signal, MT is called manipulated signal. Okay, so this is the basic block diagram of a closed loop control system, where we have three basic parts are there: controller, plant, and feedback. Okay, which is compared with the reference input. These are the basic factors. Now, the part of output which is to be decided by feedback element is fed back to the reference input. The signal which is output of feedback element is called feedback signal. It is compared with the reference input to provide a signal which is called error signal, ET. So ET is can be written as RT plus minus BT. Okay, if it is minus, then it is called negative feedback. Okay, so error signal is reference input minus feedback signal, that is called negative feedback. If we use plus reference input plus error signal, then it is called positive feedback. Okay, so when feedback sign is positive, systems are called positive feedback system. If negative systems, it is if it is negative, then the system, if feedback sign is negative, then the systems are called, okay, let me write it here, those systems are called negative feedback system. The error signal is then modified by controller and decides the proportional manipulated signal for the process to be controlled. Okay, this manipulation is such that error will approach to zero. This signal then actuates the actual system and produces an output. As the output is controlled one, hence it is called controlled output, CT. Okay. Now, for example, human being, okay, an example of closed loop control system. What we are doing is here, suppose you have to take one book and you have to keep you have to take the book from shelf and you have to keep in the table. Okay, so what we are doing, you are looking into the book using your eyes, okay, and you are taking it using your hands. Okay, so your eye is a sensor. Okay, it is sensing the location of the book. Hands is your plant or actuator which is doing your work, taking the book, and then you are carrying the book towards your table. So what it is doing, the desired position, you have to take the location using your eyes. Okay, and your reference position of the book, that is your table, that is in your mind. Okay, and you have to compare where the book position, where it should be, you have to compare, and your brain is the controller, and it will compute the signal, and it sends the signal to your hand, and you can keep that book in the desired position. Okay, so the eyes are the basically the sensor, brain is your controller, hand is your actuator or the plant. Okay, so this is an example. Then we can have example of home heating system. We have to set a temperature. Okay, and what it will do, whatever the house temperature, it will sense using temperature sensor. It will compare with the desired temperature, and then it can heat the system or it can cool the system. Okay, that is the point. Then we can have manual speed control system. Okay, that means whatever the actual speed, okay, you can look at using you can see the actual speed using your eyes. Okay, you can see the actual speed is 60 kilometer per hour, but we have to reach that to 80. Okay, so you can look into the speedometer and you can see what is the speed. Okay, and what is the speed limit is 80, so you can go another 20, so you can compare these two. And your brain is the control action. Okay, your hand and your legs, okay, those are actuator, the working mechanism. And then you can accelerate the vehicle, or you can apply your brake. Okay, you can shift your gear to manipulate the actual speed of the system. Okay, so this is the total control system, manual speed control system. Now this is manual. Why? Because your eyes, brain, hands required to operate that. Okay, it is not a automatic control system, this is manual control system. This is an example of automatic control system. Okay, only thing you have to set the value, temperature, it will do automatically. Human being, this is the automatic manual control system actually. Okay, then we can have automatic electric iron. Okay, what it is doing, that is, you have to set a timer. Okay, electrical energy is provided to timer, and it will give the information to heating element. It will provide heat, and you can press that, and it will press the clothes, and we can see the dryness. Now if we can sense the dryness, whether the clothes are dried properly or not, if you can sense, and you can using sensor, and you can apply signal to the timer. Okay, so that you can vary the timer operation, then it is called open loop. If you don't have this sensor feedback path, then it becomes open loop control system. So we can see the difference between open loop and control system and closed loop control system side by side. Okay, now advantage of closed loop control system. Closed loop control systems are more accurate even in the presence of non-linearity. Highly accurate, as an error arising is corrected due to the presence of feedback signal. Bandwidth range is large, facilitates automation. Okay, closed loop system, using closed loop system we can facilitate facilitates automation. Okay, automatic control system we can make. The sensitivity of the system may be made small to make system more stable. The system is less affected by noise. Now what is the disadvantage of closed loop control system? They are costlier, they are complicated to design, require more maintenance. Feedback leads to oscillatory response sometimes if it is positive feedback. Overall gain is reduced, okay, due to presence of feedback. Stability is the major problem, and more care is needed to design a stable closed loop system. Now what is stability and all, that I will discuss in next topic. Okay. Now open loop, this is the difference between open loop and closed loop. Okay, already I have told you. Now in open loop, output has no effect on input. Okay, in closed loop, changes in output affects the input, which possible due to the use of feedback. Output measurement is not required in open loop. In closed loop, output measurement is necessary. Feedback element is absent in open loop. In closed loop, feedback element is present. Error detector is absent in open loop. Error detector is present in closed loop. Open loop is inaccurate, unreliable. Closed loop is highly accurate and reliable. Highly sensitive to the disturbances. Open loop system. Closed loop less sensitive to the disturbances because it can correct the error. Okay. Highly sensitive to environmental changes, less sensitive to the environmental changes. Closed loop system. Bandwidth is small for open loop. For closed loop, bandwidth is large. Open loop systems are simple to construct and cheap, generally stable in nature, highly affected by nonlinearities. Closed loop system complicated to design, hence costly. Stability is the major concern while designing. Reduced effect of nonlinearities. So these are the difference between open loop and closed loop system. Now, to requirements of ideal control system. To achieve the required objective, a good control system must satisfy the following requirements. One is accuracy. That means a good control system must be highly accurate. The open loop control systems are generally less accurate and hence feedback is introduced to reduce the error in the system. So accuracy can be the best accuracy can be achieved. Sensitivity. A good control system should be very insensitive to environmental changes. That means if you have a system due to the variation in environmental condition, okay, it should be insensitive to that. Okay, then it is a good control system. Okay, the performance should be not be affected by small changes in the certain parameters of the system. Okay, that means then we can say the system is sensitivity is very good. External disturbance or noise. All the physical systems are subjected to external disturbances and noise signal during operation. A requirement of a good control system is that the system is insensitive to noise and external disturbances but sensitive to the input commands. So it should be able to reduce the effect of undesirable disturbances. For that, we require the closed loop control system. Then stability. A concept of stability means output of system must follow reference input and must produce bounded output for bounded input. Now bounded output means if your input is bounded, suppose your input is bounded means the if you find out the integral of input signal that should be less than infinity. So output should be integral of output should be equal to less than infinity. That means input is bounded input, bounded output. A good control system is one which is stable in nature. So every control system that we have to design or that control system must be stable in nature. Stable means output should be bounded. Means for a certain value of t, at certain value of t, the output should be a steady state. Output should be a steady value. It is not. It should not go to infinity value. Okay, so system must be stable. Bandwidth. Bandwidth is this requirement is related to the frequency response of the system. Okay, for the input frequency range, it should give satisfactory output. Speed. A system should have very good speed. That means output of the system should approach to the desired value as quickly as possible. The system should settle down to its final value, okay, to its final value as early as possible. Oscillations. The system should exhibit suitable damping. That is, control output should follow the changes in reference input without large oscillation or overshoot. Now about oscillations and all that we will discuss later. Okay, about speed also, how we can increase the speed. Okay, those about stability. Okay, those points we will discuss later. Okay, in this course. But up to now, we remember these are the requirements of ideal control system design process. Should be accuracy should be good. It should be sensitive to input commands, but insensitive to uh, environmental changes. It must reduce the external disturbance or noise. It should be stable. Okay, bandwidth should be large. Speed should be high. Oscillation should be less. But in some cases, we have to um, take care of. I mean, we have to take oscillations in some systems that we will discuss later. Okay. Now about linear and non-linear system. Okay, linear control system means when we linear means what? It should obey two principles. One is called superposition, another one is called proportionality. That means if we have x1 input, okay, if we multiply and output is y1, then alpha into x1 should be equal to alpha into y1. Okay. Similarly, for x, if x2 produces output y2, then the combination should provide this output. Okay, this is called linearity. And non-linear systems do not obey the law of superposition. Okay, the stability of non-linear system depends on root locations as well as initial conditions and type of input. So, so this is one of the most important point that you have to remember. Nonlinear systems exhibit special self-sustained oscillations of fixed frequency. Okay. Now, difference between linear and nonlinear system. Linear system obey superposition. Nonlinear do not obey superposition. Linear system can be analyzed by standard test signal, like say mm, unit impulse signal, step signal, ramp signal, then parabolic signal, like that. Okay, and nonlinear system cannot be analyzed using standard test signal. Stability depends on root location only for linear. For nonlinear, stability depends on root location, initial condition, type of input. Okay, then linear system do not exhibit limit cycle. Nonlinear exhibits limit cycles. About the stability we will discuss later. Okay. Non-linear systems do not exhibit any hysteresis or jump resonances. A nonlinear system exhibits hysteresis or jump resonance. And one of the most important point, linear system can be analyzed by using Laplace transform and Z transform, whereas nonlinear system we cannot analyze by using Laplace and Z transform. For nonlinear system analysis, we have to use state space model. Okay. Now let me tell you one point that is called time varying and time invariant control system. Now control system whose parameter vary with time are called time varying control system, and when parameters do not vary with time are called time invariant control system. For example, the mass of a missile or rocket reduces. Okay, mass reduces as fuel is burnt. Okay, that with time. That means what? The parameter mass is time varying. If time increases, mass reduces because your fuel is the mass of the rocket. That is basically and that is exhausted because of this using they are using this fuel mass of the rocket of missile as a fuel. Okay, so it is time varying, so the control system is time varying time. So this is one of the example that I have taken for time varying time. Okay, time invariant is all the examples that we have seen previously. All the examples are time invariant control system, and this missile and rocket control system where your mass of a fuel, that is a time varying control system. Okay, so this is all about the introduction of control system. From this lecture we have to remember the basic idea of what is control system, what is open loop control system, closed loop control system. Okay, that is the main point here. Okay, and what are the different types of example. Okay, and what is the criteria to design a good control system. So these are the points that we have to remember from this particular point. Okay, so thank you so much. So I will continue in this lecture. I will continue in this series of lecture videos. The next topic as transfer function of a control system, how we can define a transfer function of a control system. From that, how we can find out stability of a control system. For that, we have to remember one point, that transfer function of a linear control system we can find out. For non-linear control system, we cannot find out transfer function of that. Okay, that we will discuss in the next video. Thank you so much.